Can I ask you something? When you make a decision, do you trust it? Or do you feel this need to run it by someone first? Before you answer that, I want you to be really, really honest with yourself. Do you trust yourself? Or do you trust everyone else's opinions more than your own? And if this already feels a little uncomfortable, you're probably not alone. There was a time in my life when I didn't even realize how little I trusted myself. This was right around the time after my divorce was final. I had been married for 18 years. I have 2 grown children. I had built my entire life around my family, my husband, my children, the structure of that life. And suddenly, I was on my own. For the first time in my entire adult life, I had to make decisions just for me. And I remember having this really close friend back then at the time, someone I trusted, someone I would talk to almost every other day. And one day I was running something by him, just a decision I was trying to make. And he paused and he asked me this question. He said, "Why do you always feel the need to run things by me? Don't you trust yourself?" And I remember just sitting there because no one had ever asked me that question before. And the truth was, I didn't. I didn't trust my own decisions. I didn't trust my judgment. And if I'm being really honest, I think part of it was because my marriage had failed. Somewhere in my mind, I had internalized that as, well, if I couldn't do that right, how can I trust myself to do anything right? So what did I do? I outsourced my decision making and I didn't even realize it. Small things, big things. I was constantly looking for reassurance, constantly needing somewhere else to confirm that I was okay. And on the surface, it looked like I was just being thoughtful. I was just seeking counsel. I was just making sure that I was on the right track, on the right path. But really underneath that, I was bracing. So here's the part that's really important to grasp, to really understand, because this isn't just about your mindset. This is about your nervous system. There's a concept in neuroscience and psychology called neuroception. And this was first introduced by Stephen Porges. Porges, P-O-R-G-E-S. Can never remember how to pronounce it, but anyways. And what it means is this. Your nervous system is constantly scanning. Not consciously, but it's just doing it in the background automatically. It's looking for cues of safety or danger. And when your system doesn't feel safe, it doesn't trust you to handle things on your own. So what it does do, it looks for safety outside of you. It looks for safety in someone else's opinion, someone else's reassurance, in someone else telling you what to do. There's also a line from the book, The Body Keeps the Score, that stayed with me. The body keeps the score, meaning your body remembers your experiences, even when your mind is trying to move on. So if your body has learned over years that safety comes from deferring, it comes from checking or relying on somebody else, whether it's your spouse, your partner, a friend, a parent, it will keep pulling you in that direction. Not because you're weak, but because your system is trying to protect you. And this is where the difference between bracing and steadiness starts to become really clear. Bracing sounds like, what if I get this wrong? I just need to be sure. Let me check with someone first. Whereas steadiness sounds like, I can make a decision. And if it doesn't work out, I trust myself. I can handle it. Do you feel the difference? Bracing is tight. It's contracted. It's constantly scanning for the right answer. Steadiness is grounded. Steadiness is not about being perfect. It's about trusting that you can respond to whatever happens next. And this is where I think we've really misunderstood self-trust for a long time. Self-trust is not always making the right choices, the right decisions, always feeling confident, always knowing what to do. Self-trust is this: I have my own back, even if I get it wrong, even if I have to adjust, even if I need help. Because asking for help can come from self-trust, not from panic, but from choice. If you're listening to this and you're thinking, okay, I can see myself in this, start here. The next time you're about to ask someone what they think, pause. Just pause. And then really ask yourself, what do I think? And then sit with that answer for just a moment longer than feels comfortable. You don't have to act on it right away, but you do have to start listening to yourself. And if this is something you're starting to notice in yourself, I actually created something called the Bracing to Steadiness Reset Kit. It's a really simple starting point to help you recognize where you might be bracing and start shifting toward that internal steadiness. And if you feel like you want more personalized support, I also offer a 90-minute reset session where we can actually walk through this together. I'll leave both of those links down in the comments below. But even if you don't do any of that, just start noticing. Start to pay more attention to where you're really giving your authority away. And begin slowly. Bring it back to yourself. Because the more you do that, the more something really powerful starts to build. Not confidence, not control, but steadiness. And that changes everything. If this resonates with you, I'd really love to hear. Do you feel like you trust yourself right now? Or are you still learning how? You can just comment learning or trusting down below.